I hope you're all doing well. And welcome back to another ASMR video. So, are you ready to hear another dream imagination experience and feel it? I had this crazy dream right after work. I went to this crazy imaginary water park, which apparently has the world's deepest pool. And you'll not know what's going to be at the bottom of this pool. And you'll find out as you'll experience this dream in your perspective. So, I hope you're ready to fall asleep. I am sure you are. If so, then hop in your beds and close your eyes. Alright, so let's begin. You're now in the dream world, and you are exactly you, yourself. If you are a kid watching, just imagine that you are an adult in this dream. Picture yourself an adult version of you. It is still summer. It is late August, mid to late August. And you decide to go to a trip with someone, at least your friend, your family member, and you decide to go to this random or weird, strange water park. It is not a ordinary water park because apparently this water park that does not exist in real life has this attraction, which apparently is dubbed the world's deepest pool. And you are very excited to experience it, and you and whoever's with you, your buddies, whoever comes along and goes on this trip, and you are now at the place. It is not a very big water park, not very famous, and you just go walk in the ticket area, and before you know it, you are inside this area. So you are inside this area, and you're very excited. You cannot wait to experience the attraction, and as you go in and in, you notice right away the sign that leads you to the world's deepest pool. It has no title, and it says something like whatever pool it is. You just don't know the title, and you just know that the sign just leads you there into this little shed. It is this shed that apparently looks very, 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 very lavish inside. And the outside, it looks like just any other building. But the moment you walk in the door of this attraction, you notice that a lot of the walls are gold, as if you walked into this big mansion. You know how this feeling where a building looks so small on the outside, but when you go in, it looks like the whole place has expanded. That is what it looks like. And so you walk in and you feel the chlorine gas inside. The chlorine fill the water. And right in front of you is a very, very, very pool, very, 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 very very clear pool, a super clear pool that apparently looks see-through, as if you could see the bottom. And that is the shallow area. But the moment you go to the deep end, that is where the pool becomes endless. At first, it is turquoise blue in color because you could see the floor. But as you go into the deep end, there it is. It goes deep blue. And so you and your buddies have arrived at the pool, and apparently you are no longer dressed as a normal adult. I mean, not a normal adult, but someone that's like not in swimwear. And now apparently you and whoever's with you has been undressed and dressed in swimwear. Alright. So now you and your buddies decide to take turns. And as you and the buddies roll some coins, flip coins, and then decide amongst yourselves, eventually they call you to go first. And you are very, very excited, and you cannot wait to drop in and take a dip at the so-called world's deepest pool. Alright, my hand goes. So, the moment you walk towards the pool, you could see the bright and clear, shiny water flowing. And there, before you know it, you fall in. And clear enough, you really smell the chlorine. And the water around you is very, very cool. Not too cold, but not too steamy hot. Alright. And you start to move away from the shallow end all the way to the deep end. And so, you then decide to dive in. And for some reason, you have the power to swim underwater without running out of air. And now you decide to then drop down and dive. No, take a nose dive and swim downwards and downwards. And the pool seems to keep going. You don't feel the bottom. You don't feel the bottom. And it seems to feel like it's taken forever to reach the bottom. And as you keep swimming downwards and downwards, you realize that it's taken over 2 minutes, and you now think that this is clearly the world's deepest pool. And as you are diving, you somehow open your eyes, and it's super majestic. The walls, the tiled walls are clearly visible, and you just have another superpower. So technically it's not a superpower, but it is an ability where you can open your eyes for as long as you want without having to blink underwater. Well, you could blink, but you're not forced to. And so, as you swim downwards and downwards, you clearly see, as you look downwards, that the bottom is nowhere to be found. It seems like it keeps going, it keeps going. And then you decide to swim downward and keep going while keeping your eyes open. And as you swim downwards, you surprisingly hit something. It is this bottom. And for some reason, you realize that it is a ledge alongside the wall. This ledge is technically not the bottom, or in fact, after the ledge, it drops off to where it will just keep going. And so, you have this decision to make. Should you go to the passageway to the tunnel that's in the ledge, or would you go endlessly down to the bottom? And so you kind of think to yourself, maybe I'll just go into the tunnel. And so apparently you decide to go into the tunnel rather than continue going downwards. And so you make your way along the ledge and into the tunnel along the side. And eventually you come across a weird section of this place. A segment of this so-called pool, the world's deepest pool. And this section is like a room where the end of the tunnel is like the entrance to this room, which is located in the pool within the room. So the room has a pool. The pool where it has the other end of the passageway where you have just exited. And in the room, as you come out of this pool, you notice 3 slides, 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 green. So, the moment you step out of the pool, you notice 3 slides. A blue slide, a yellow slide, and a red slide. And you think to yourself, who has built this segment, this room that nobody else discovered? It's as if it wants you to discover this, as if it is made for you. And so you observe these slides. These are tube slides, and you are wondering where these slides will take you. So you decide to go to the first slide, the blue slide that has a tint of green. And so you slide your body into the bluest green slide, and there you slide down with the green. You twist around left and right, and then as you're sliding, you happen to go up and finally come out of the slide. And for some reason, you are back at the pool where you have originally came from. And once again, it's the same pool where you get out, and those 3 slides are right in front of you. And so, you then try the yellow slide, and then you go and put your body inwards and start sliding the yellow slide. And before you slide, you were thinking, where would the yellow one go? And so you are sliding the yellow slide, and all of a sudden, the slide goes up and down and up and down, as if you are riding a roller coaster. And for some reason, the laws of physics do not really apply, as if at some moment you're going slow. It's like as if you don't have all of the kinetic energy. Like it's as if, in other words, it doesn't make sense that at some point you go slow and then you go fast upwards vertically. It's as if the kinetic energy that you have, the potential energy, it seems like it doesn't apply. You just have mixed amounts of energy where you go fast and slow. Like the slide decides the speed of your travel through the slide. It was a word mix up here. That's how I could really describe the sensation. And so as you are sliding, at some point, you come across this looping section where the slide makes you go upside down, and then back, and then goes and snakes around. And clearly, you are really thinking that this slide is taking much longer than the bluish green slide. And at some point, you happen to fall out of the slide and dive very fast back into the same pool, which has, again, the 3 slides. And so, you come across the very last slide. You know, you really want to try the last one, because you tried the blue slide, you tried the yellow slide in the middle, and now the red slide is what's left for you to try. The red slide that you're facing is right at the very right of this room, the rightmost slide. And you're really nervous because this red slide, it looks blood red. And so you hop into the slide, and before you start sliding, you start to think, am I gonna pass out with this slide? What's gonna happen at the very end? You take a quick minute to reflect yourself before you push towards. You could feel the water hitting your butt. And then, within a few moments, you decide to proceed anyway. And so, you move your body, and then your body then moves into the slide. And as the slide goes, it goes slowly and surely. Okay, maybe it's just another simple slide. But then, you notice something different about the slide. It's going straightwards and straightwards again. And the moment you slide, it seems like you're going faster and faster and faster, as if you're about to drop. And at this point, you're getting ready to drop, and you really think to yourself, you are expecting this massive drop where you'll drop this near vertical tower and then back outside. But you have like a few moments that you start to think that this slide is part of the world's deepest pool, and it's not from a tower outside. Is this really a slide? And as you think that, for the moment, for a split second, you happen to fall out of the slide. And then you just keep falling and falling, as if now you're falling into the abyss. And all of a sudden, you wake up. Just as the moment you slip out of the slide, and you wake up. And that's the dream. That's the very end of this dream. And now you're waking up inside the real bed, and the real you. And as you touch your face, you are kind of sweating a little bit. Not from your sweat, but that your nose is a little blocked because apparently you have allergies. And so the dream is now over. I hope this gives you the ASMR tingles. This dream was a very bizarre dream. It is this dream that I had following a very long day at work. I picked up a very, very, very long shift, and I slept right away, in which I had this amazing dream to share to you. A bit creepy and scary at the very end. So, hopefully this gets you your tingles. Give this video a like if you have not already. Hit the thumbs up button, but don't break it. Tap it gently. And I decide to talk in a soft-spoken voice with a mic, furry mic, based on the poll results. So, hopefully this makes you sleep, eases off your sleep debt, and pays off the rest of your balance of your sleep credit card. And my channel, that's my goal of this channel. So please, hit a subscribe button so you will not miss any of my future content. So, take care, and good night.